Oh, good morning, good Saturday morning, everybody. Kind of a little bit of a hurricane, or the remnants of a hurricane, or tropical storm, I guess, moving through Nova Scotia, but it's more to the west of us. I just thought I'd just get out for a little ride, and I kind of triggered me to want to talk a little bit about riding with injury and pain and the trade-offs. And I think where injury is something that's been with you, constant pain, or I guess you could look at it probably, they can both be acute, something that's just happened recently, or the other term kind of escapes me right now, that's been around for a while. So I think for me, considering I came home, I cut a trip short, came home, and I thought I was ready for it because, I had a little bit of injury lifting something, and I went through quite a bit of massage therapy and started a little bit of chiro. So I let myself heal a bit, get some rest, obviously, and now I'm back out on the bike, just doing a little quick ride today. And I think it kind of opens up a little bit of learning for me. This bike has been across Canada 4 times. It's been across the States once. It's been to the Arctic Circle. It's been to Yukon numerous times, Alaska. And most of those trips were new, and it was exciting. So therein lies one of the keys of riding through pain caused from injuries, is that you're so excited about what you see, what's around the next corner, coming up over this hill and getting the hint of a lake and being down, especially up around Superior, or the Fraser River, like stuff just unfolds in front of you. That when you get in those big, wide, expansive, open areas, the bike seems to want to just take on a life of its own, and you can kind of look out there, and your mind drifts away from pain, and it drifts away from your injuries. And even these skinny little seats and whatever else, that will aggravate your day is just a distant memory because of the visual experience. But if you do those trips over and over and over again, then you kind of know what's there. Your mind leaves the visual experience, and it kind of becomes just something on its own, moving the handlebars, squirming on the seat, and you start to focus on your pain and injury. And I've noticed that over the years. So I think that's saying the realization that this bike, the last one that I have left for now, is a camper bike. And to say that I'm going to stay within Nova Scotia and PEI and New Brunswick, over to Newfoundland maybe, that regional area, 6-7 day trips, but never far away from home. The campgrounds can be new, or it can be the same campground, and you can know where you're going at the end of the day. But the excitement of getting off the bike, setting everything up, getting your tarps out and your chair and the coffee pot on, if you're with the right people, that is the reward that you're thinking about through the day. So then your mind now is off the injury and pain, and you're back to looking at what you're doing and thinking about Okay, we got food and gear for the day. So you're on the trip. So what I'm getting at is it's a significant part of your emotional and a mental emotions triggered by what you see, what's going to trigger things about your past, and your mental firmness or stability to keep you going on that trip, and then your plans for the evening. So that's what I see this bike, how it's evolved. And maybe it's because of how I've evolved over the last 12 years of long-range hauling, riding. Hello? Not so bad. Hey, Graham, what's going on, man? Yeah? Yeah. Oh, I'm out on the V-Strom right now, just trying to work through some of the little stiffnesses, but actually not bad. Oh, no, I'm good. I got the helmet camera on. I'm good there, no worries. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you want me to just drop in, then we can go over them? Be easier, or? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, bye. So there, I'm back. I just had a call about a possible motorcycle purchase. Anyway, so what I was getting at is, your mental stability, and to keep you focused on that job or on that ride, and where you're going to be at the end of the days, and that's kind of what you ride for. Is that visual experience. If you get too tired and you're doing it just because you think you should, have a motorcycle and have a ride, it's going to get old. It's going to get, there's going to be a lack of focus. For me, there's an aggravation knowing you're going to pull into a parking lot and there's going to be like the crowding around your bike and the chatter and the leaning up against stuff that just irritates me, that I don't want to be around. So I stay away from that. And I look for new experiences. Today, the weather is it's warm, it's thermal, hints of little showers, but I've got the right stuff on for that desire today to be out and kind of experience something or trigger some kind of excitement about being on my bike. But if I look at this bike and say, okay, I'm going to do those trips that I was talking about, these little seats, it just comes to that plain and simple that, if you took this seat and I said, sit on this seat. Oh, it's comfortable, great. But sit on it in front of a computer for 8 hours today. Or put it in front of your TV and sit on it. Like, this thing is 10 inches wide, 2 inches thick. Okay, it's comfortable, sit on it. Put your hand on, press it. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Well, just do what I just said. And you tell me how long, sitting in front of a computer, that you'd sit on it. Or could you go to a theater for a 2-hour movie and sit on it? It's not going to happen. So you need, in those situations, when you sit on a cruiser bike, for me, like when I sit on this bike and where I'm taking treatment for an injury and pain, I've got to keep my spine straight and my legs, knees down. My knees below my hips. They have to be. And then somewhere my ankles just underneath there, but maybe slightly back. And that's what this V-Strom sitting position does. If I go back to a cruiser, so your back is straight, but then your knees tend to want to come up parallel with your hips, and then your legs out, that puts tremendous pressure on your spine. And what you do is then you start to slouch, curve your back to try to alleviate that. And that becomes, that ape monkey position that you sit in with, what the massage therapist told me. She said, John, I noticed that when you, your legs splay out. She said, I'm wondering when you're on the motorcycle, do you have your legs, like your toes, pointed out, which is causing your glutes to tighten up in pain? And I said, that is one of the, the more common riding positions on a cruiser, that your arms are out, your back is kind of curved, your legs are somewhat straight, and your feet are out on the pegs. I can't do that anymore, and therein lies one of the trade-offs. You think it's comfortable, it looks cool, it's typical of the big cruiser going across the country. And if you've got injuries, that seating riding position will find that. So I've got to have my knees into the tank, back straight, thighs lower, like knees lower, gripping, and then your legs down in a relaxed position. And there's a couple of motorcycles now, the new touring bikes all have a very tight sitting position. It's the 90-degree position. You can spend some money to put your bars up and your foot pegs forward and get yourself into that position that's kind of relaxing for a while, but you won't do it for 8 hours a day, same as you won't sit on the seat for 8 hours a day. Not if you have injury or pain. So those are the trade-offs. So when I started this talk, I said, talking about riding through pain and injury, if you're going to keep motorcycling, for me, the style of motorcycling has got to be adjusted. I can ride this bike as a camper regionally. I don't want to put 1,500 kilometers on this. When I come home, I left New Hampshire and went up through Quebec and come home. It was 1,600 or 1,700 kilometers, and I did it in 2 days, and I didn't enjoy any of it. Not at all. I can do it, but that's, it's not wise riding through pain that way. Aggravating injury and pain. So calm it down, camp with the bike. I still believe that there's another big cruiser in my future that I want to be able to cross Canada and the States and just roam. August, September, I plan for myself, so I just want to roam. I'm not sure what that'll be. I've been looking at the Harley Road Glide. I've been looking at the Indians. I've been looking at the BMW Bagger and the Goldwing. I'm really, really, really looking at the Goldwing Bagger. And all those bikes, you're in the mid-30s. So you say, okay, what am I going to get for that? By far, the best bang for your buck in quality is the Goldwing. 3-year warranty, tried and true, king of comfort, looks cool now, windshield, adjustable windshield, adjustable suspension on the ride, heated seat, heated grips, all the things that should be standard for that kind of money. So the BMW is out, and it's down to those three. And I'd say it's down to two, the Road Glide or the Road Glide or the Goldwing Bagger. And the Goldwing is about $3,000 or $4,000 cheaper. And I believe it's a better touring bike. I'm yet to see that. But anyway, that's why I ride.